From the previous video, which was on introduction to LaTeX typesetting, we saw how we could actually do some basic documents with LaTeX. Well, in this video, our focus now is going to be on LaTeX document classes. So we'll look at some of the classes and the kind of things they do, and of course how to structure LaTeX properly. Okay. Here. Our learning objectives will include the following. Want to understand common document classes like article, report, book, and letter. So, I mean, most of the times, article is like the default thing you find. But then if you have to do some other tasks, like you want to write a report, you want to write a book, or you want to write a letter, you have to specify this also. You also see how we can control page layout using geometry, margins, and spacing. Then we organize documents with sectioning commands, generate a navigable structure using TOC, like table, that's table of contents, list of figures, LOF, and list of tables, LOT. Then you can use labels and cross references effectively. Now, if you're writing a standard article or a standard report or book, or even like it, or like your thesis can fall under report. So if you're writing things like this, you need to show, so you have like a table of content, a list of figures, and list of tables, and that's the essence of this particular class. Let's go on to document class, which is not new, by the way, but then we'll see it more deeply. So the document class defines the global layout and behavior of your LaTeX document. It is declared at the top of the file using this \document class. Then you have some options here, maybe the font size and things like that here. And then you now specify the class. You have some very common examples like I showed you up there. So if you want to write short papers and notes, so you go for document class. Well, of course, the 11 points or A4 paper thing, it all depends on what you're working with. So most of the times we can just go for 12 points, A4 paper, and all that. And then this is article now. Then for long reports or thesis, okay, so in that case, the class is report. And then, of course, usually that's 12 points. Yeah, I think article can usually be like 11 points, like you're publishing in a paper and things like that. So here, this can now be like letter paper for report. Then for books with chapters and parts. So in that case, you need to use book. All right. So articles are just in sections. In reports can be in chapters and sections, while books are in parts, chapters, sections, and so on. Then for formal letters, you can actually just use the letter class. So these are the common things. Yeah, I think there's one more that we should talk about. That's Beamer. Beamer is for presentation. So let me add that. So Beamer, this is Beamer. Beamer. So that is for slides, for presentation slides. Let me put it that way, for presentation slides. So in the course of this, we'll probably be looking at a type of, maybe if you want to work with article, you want to work with reports, book, letter, and things like this, we'll be looking at each of them. All right. So we have some common options under the document class. You have options like font size. So you have options like 10 points, 11 points, 12 points. So these are the points you can choose at the document class level. By the way, if you need bigger font sizes, you are going to see all of this as you progress. Then, of course, you can choose the paper size. Do you want A4 paper or do you want letter paper? Then you can talk about two-sided print. Do you want to print on two sides of your document? Yeah, I mean, two sides of a paper by the time you print. Then you can also have it in draft mode. In that case, you choose draft. And you see all of this come into all these options here. Like all these 11 points, A4 paper. So if you want draft, you just indicate draft right there. Okay. So let's talk about page layout and spacing. But at the end of it all, we're going to do a document that will involve all these things I'm talking about. So this one is just introducing us to the concept. So page layout and spacing. So the layout defines how text and margins appear on the page. So how do you want the text to appear? How much space do you want around the margins and things like that? So for instance, you use geometry and set space packages for easy control. So you use package A4 paper, margin 1 inch, So when you do this now, it means you have 1 inch around 1 inch border around the paper at the top, at the bottom, at the left, and at the right. And that is using the package geometry. This sets paper and margin size. So you're going to see all of that as we progress. Then you have use package set space. This one controls line spacing. So, and then if you want 1/2 spacing, that's 1.5 spacing. If you want double spacing, some documents, maybe theses or something like that, you may be required to do double spacing. So so you can say percent. When you say percent in LaTeX, it comments out something. So, but if you want to use that, then you remove the percent, you remove because I mean, you can't use 1/2 spacing together with double spacing. So if you want one spacing, you use percent to comment this out, and that the whole line is disabled, so to speak. All right, if you now want double spacing, you can use the percent on the 1/2 spacing. So you're going to see all of this later. Then you can also use the package per skip, which adds space between paragraphs and removes indents. So if you don't want indents and you just want paragraphs to be skipped, so instead of having to indent, this just takes care of that. So it will just create space between paragraphs, and then there's no need for indentation. Then we'll talk about section commands. Okay, so you know how you want to have maybe okay, if you're working with articles, right? Your section articles are basically in sections. So you want sections. Under sections, you can have subsections. Afterwards, you can have subsection. You can even go all the way down to subsection. So we are going to see that when we get over to the practical side, when we are going to have a mini project. Okay. So for articles, it's our section to subsection to subsection, and then the least level is subsection. Then if you're writing reports or books, it starts with chapter. Okay, well, I would rather even break this further so that you can actually see how it goes. So this is more like for reports, because books even have more than this. So this is more like for reports. So I can create let me create a new. Okay, that's gone a lot. Okay, yeah, this now. So I bring it here. So now say for books. So books start with parts. So you want to have parts. So you have \parts. Okay. And then maybe you just say part one or something like that. Or maybe the part has a name. So general overview. Let's say it's just general overview for that first part. So this will be part one now. So for reports. So article starts with section, go to subsection, go to subsection. And then reports, you have chapter, you have section, then you have subsection. Okay. I guess I don't want to show everything. Let me do that. Okay, I think this one can go all the way down to subsection. Uh, Maybe I can just say further details, and then so all of these automatically come under okay. Okay, we have a section thing here already. So this section can then go. So we can now have motivation details, further details again. So under reports, now we have parts, and then we have section. We have parts, we have chapter. Okay, this section can go because we already have one there. Okay, I think this is better. So these are the levels of this. Is for articles, you have section, subsection, subsection, and subsection. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Subsection, subsection. I hope I'm correct though. I hope it's not doesn't end with two. I'm not sure about that. Let me remove that part. Let me remove that part. I'm not sure. It might just be, but I'm not very sure right now. Uh, let's just leave it as subsection. But if it's if we get to it to check that. So let me remove subsection because I'm not sure. Okay, I just remove subsection. This. Okay. So those are the levels. So articles start from section down to subsection, down to subsection. And then reports, you have chapter, section, subsection, subsection. Books can be in parts, chapters, sections, subsections, and sub-subsections. Now, how about you want to control numbering and table of content depth? So if you want to do that, you need to use counter. So you can set counter section number depth, you can say 3, then second number set counter section number depth, right? Sec num depth, that's 3. Sec num set counter, that's TOC depth, that's also 3. So that's in controlling TOC depth. You see that when we get to the to work with the example we have here. Then you have table of contents, usually like anything from a report upwards, you may need a table of content. So you have table of content, TOC, list of figures, LUF, and list of tables. And it's just simple in the preliminary part. So LaTeX can automatically create this list for you. So you just have table of content, list of figures, list of tables. You're going to see that in the mini project we have after this. And then you can then place them after, all of this will come after make title or your abstract. So they'll be generated automatically after compilation. So any tables you bring in, as far as you use the proper the proper styling, so it will automatically come out. You see the table of contents, the chapters, the sections, the subsections, and whatever you have. And then you have labels and cross-references. So one thing LaTeX is very good for is cross-referencing. So you can use \label to tag sections, figures, or tables. We are going to see that, like I said. Then refer to them with \ref or the smart cref from the cleavref package. So in this case now, so you can use package hide links hyperref. Then so this is for cross-referencing. Then you can also use package capitalize no abbreviation using from this cleavref package. Then you can also have section model setup. Then you can also label sec model. So this is for cross-referencing, generally speaking. So if you want to have a figure now, so you can say begin figure. We are going to talk more about figures and all of these things in subsequent videos, but this is just a general thing. So to bring in a figure, of course, you should have your figure saved somewhere, and then you have something like centering, Fbox now, rule 0.2 rule 3 in 1, caption, system architecture, and all these things. So we are going to see all of this at work when we get to our mini project. The figures and tables now. So how do you bring your figures and tables into your work? So figures and tables appear in the list of figures and list of table automatically when you use captions. So you need to use the captions for figures. So for figures, as you're going to see, of course, first of all, if you want to put figures, you need to have put the use package graphics at the under the preambles, right? And then for if you want tables, you would most likely need to use package book tabs. If you want to use some special table features, right? So for figures, if you want to put in a figure, yeah, it's a begin figure. Now this HT is here. That here means that particular location where your cursor is at that point in time. Or T means stop. That means anyone that is convenient. If it either stays here, if this place is not convenient, it goes to the top. You'll see what I mean when I get there. Then centering. So here now you can have percent. So this percent is comment, right? So it disables this line, right? So, but if you want to show the line, so you remove the percent. So include graphics with 0.6 of line width, and then whatever image you want to put in, you can put the image right here like this. Then caption, an example figure. Then so you can now label that figure, so you can refer to it elsewhere. We'll see all that when we get on. So imagine you also need a table. So you have begin. So for figure, you need begin figure, end figure, and then centering is to centralize the table. And then you now have the actual image to centralize the figure. Then you have the figure itself, which is this image in PNG format. And then this caption is the title of the figure. Then if you want a table, you can have this. So you begin table. All right, begin table, HT. Of course, this HT can go all the way to, you can even have HTBP. And then you even have something that is more forceful, that's capital H. In that case, you need to use package float. So that in that case, now whatever happens, even if there's not enough space where you want to put the table, it will force the table to make sure it comes after the text you want it to come after. So it will be in that particular location. So if the space is not enough, it will go to the next page. But usually when you're writing papers, you allow the table to go freely to where it should go, to where it can go based on the formatting. So begin table, HT, centering, this centers it. Caption, that's result summary. So you see the caption for table is at the top. Caption for figure is below, as you can see. So caption for figure is below. Caption for table is at the top. So here we have result summary, and then you label it. So this label now is what you can now reference it with later. So you're going to see that you can now say, so you see begin table. That's the caption that's the thing for table. Then begin tabular now is where you now define the table itself. So top rule is maybe you have a line, at the top. So you want the tables, you have a line at the top. Then you now have the headings of the table like method, accuracy, and time. And then mid rule. Mid rule is the line after that. And then you have the baseline. So you talk about 0.83, 12.1. So for baseline accuracy, 0.83, baseline time is 12.1 hours. Baseline, the accuracy is 0.89, time is 10.7, Then of course, this shows that ours is better than the baseline, right? Based on maybe you did a research and you're trying to report, and then you have the bottom row, that's the last line for the table, and then you can end tabular. So you see, begin tabular, end tabular, then this LRR is left, right, right. So that means that the method is going to be on the left, while the accuracy and time will be on the right, because there are three positions in every, more like what you can call a cell, like thinking about Python now. So you can align to the left, to the center, or to the right. So this LRR means method will be on the left, accuracy and time will be on the right each. Okay. So you see that, of course, when we take the example. Okay, so we also have some class-specific notes. So for article, right? Articles are like short papers, maybe like 10 paper. In that case, no chapter. You don't need chapter at all. Therefore, for long work, report for long works. Now that supports chapter. So if you need chapter, so some reports may not need chapter too. It depends on what exactly you want. Then some book for full-length books with parts, chapters, and front matter. So you use book like that. So you can have part, a backslash part. That's the highest level. And then for letter, that's for correspondence. So that's just, probably a page or 2 pages like that or whatever. So then for a book example now, so if you want to write a book, you need to have something like front matter, so under front matter now you have all this table of content and these other things. For main matter, that's where you talk about the chapters and everything. For back matter, that's where you talk about maybe the indices, the uh, appendices and all of that. So we are going to see some of these examples as we go on. So imagine a very simple example of a letter now. So for a letter example now, you have document class, signature. Now that's this like so because it's a letter, right? This is my signature. I just write my name there. So the address, Department of Mathematics, you can specify your university. Date is today. Begin document. You cannot begin the letter. Admissions committee, university XYZ, opening, dear committee, I'm writing to recommend, and then you go blah, blah, blah. So, I can literally copy this and put it in either Overleaf or LaTeX. Or what is it called? Or Text Studio, and then run it. So let me go for Text Studio first of all. So for Text Studio now, then I open a new file. So, and then I have this like this. So okay, then I can run it. Okay, and then it generates this letter structure for me. So you see the signature thing is coming here. Let me look for some text I can just put there. Okay, I think I have some things I can readily copy. Okay, some formatting. Okay, let me just use it that way. Okay, I'll just copy this now. So this is an invitation to an event. So I'll just put it right in here. So I can put it here and do this. Of course, so you can see how it shows now. So, but for this kind of link thing now, I want to make the link active. So this is a very good example. So if I generate the PDF so you can see what it looks like. So that's me just copying that. And thanks so much for signing up for the RBA Virtual Meetup 18.0 scheduled as follows, something like that. So just for demonstration like that. Okay. So then of course you can take the same thing to Overleaf. Overleaf is online. So you need to be on the internet to be able to use Overleaf. So I just come here and I type Overleaf and then it takes me straight to that place. So, I opened something about LaTeX typesetting before. So this is the one I did the other time. So, and this is what it gave me. So I'll put this in lesson 2 now. It's totally blank. So I just copy and paste this. Okay. Okay, of course, I need to do all that formatting. Okay, let me remove this first and bring in all the formatting I took from the other place. So we are doing a letter, right? So I just come, copy this, and then I go back to Overleaf, paste this. Of course, with this now, you can see all these things. So I can just compile. So I put this in lesson 2, and it takes care of this. So I mean, the lesson 1 is still intact, by the way. So if you still run this now, so the lesson 1 will come. So it means you can create as many text files as possible in Overleaf, and that's one beautiful thing of that. You don't have to install anything. Then I can go back and bring that thing I copied, yeah, and then I bring it to Overleaf. So I'll just make sure I put it where the story should be. So I put it right here, and then I run that, and everything just flows like that. Okay. So with the spacing I've done, automatically, because it's a letter, everything just goes this way. So, um, so this sincerely thing now, if you want to create more space, you'll find out how we can do that in the future as we move on, of course. So, so that's a letter example. Now let's move on and see. We still have a mini project, like I've been saying. Yeah, we are back finally at that mini project place. So you have academic paper. So we have a skeleton for an academic paper, for instance. So you want to create a basic academic paper structure with sections, table of content, and references, just like we've demonstrated before. So you can see everything is together in this case. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to copy this thing, this whole thing now. First of all, put it in. Do I have to put it in LaTeX? Let me see. Do I have to put it in LaTeX? Okay. I'll first of all put it in LaTeX and run it. Then you see how it goes. And then I'll put it in Overleaf. Overleaf is pretty easy to use. Okay. So I bring this whole thing now. That I mean to Text Studio. I don't know why I keep calling Text Studio LaTeX. So I override this now, just paste because this one has everything already. So if you run this now, it generates, okay, okay, I think I need to delete this PDF document. Yeah, just discard, all right? It's asking me if I should discard. Okay, so I can open a fresh one. Open a fresh one, this now. Just paste, then I run this. It overwrites what was there before. So it's taking a bit of time because it has more functionalities. So you can see from here, it says processing started. So you can always press on this or this pink or red. I mean, going to between pink and red, you can click on it to end the process. So it says process exited successfully. So you can see it has generated. So if you want to write a paper, for instance, you can just take this. Like you want to write your final year project, you can just take this sample and just populate it, and just take care of the different parts that you need. So you may even want a title page and things like that. This can be clearly done for you, but this is just for a paper. So we can create a thesis format or whatever. Okay, so now let me take it to Overleaf where I can. So in this case now, since we had something before, should I call it lesson 2A now? Maybe lesson doesn't really matter. Let me just call it something. I'll say article 1. So let me say at 1. Then this is she's the article 1 now. So I don't know. Yeah, let me just go ahead and use article for now, article 2. So to create a new, you can create a new file. So I just click on this and say new file, and I call that article 3. Okay. And then I create that. So I open the article 3 and paste that articles in there. So then you see it generates that academic paper skeleton now. So if you have an image, if you have something, you can put each of these things here. Now, so here, okay, let's start. So here, we chose 11 points on A4 paper, and we say it should be article. Then the geometry, we want it to be A4, we want it to be 1 inch all around. So imagine if we download this PDF now. If you download this PDF, we have this 1 inch thing all around. So you can actually adjust that, right? You can come back here and say you want 2 inches all around. So you want a wider margin for whatever reason. So if you do that now, you see, just look around the margin. You can see the margins are wider now. So if I do this now, so you see the margins are wider. So you can change the margin, top, bottom, left, right. But you can even be more specific. You can say you want V margin, H margin, vertical margin, horizontal margin. You can specify what you want. So, okay, let me return this to one margin, right? So with this now we can do it all around. So you can see it's back to normal. But what if, so like I told you the other time, if you use percent like this, I think I need to expand this. If you use percent like this, you see you have uncommented this. I mean, oh, you have commented it, meaning that you are deactivating it. So that's not going to work. So if you want something to work, so what you just need to do is come back here. So let me, in fact, I can even copy this. Just copy it and bring it down. Then remove the comment here. So because I want to be specific now, so if for vertical margin, I want vertical margin to be 1 inch, but maybe I want vertical margin to be 2 inches for whatever reason. Then I want horizontal margin, H margin, to be 2 inches. To be 2 inches. You can also use centimeters, right? So I want vertical margin to be 1 inch, horizontal margins to be 2 inches. So let me see if I don't get the result I want, I can always switch over. So see this now. So you can see these ones are wider. So these are the horizontal margins now. They are wider. But maybe if I switch it over, vertical margin 2, horizontal margin 1. Okay. So we have more margin at the top and bottom. So more margin at the top and more margin at the bottom. All right. Compared to this other side. So if I don't want to use this, I can just percent comment it, and then I can activate the first one, and then everything is just 1 inch across board. Okay, so that goes. Then next now, use package L modern. Okay, that's so package L modern. What does package L modern even do? Let's say so I want to Google that. I'm not sure what it's doing, so I want to confirm that. Okay. Package L modern. I'll just Google it. So Latin modern Roman. Latin modern Roman is a font available as type 1. So L modern, so that's Latin modern Roman. So it's for font, if a type of font. Then you have font encoder. We saw that in the previous video. Then this is also for fonts. Okay, let's just see what this does too. I mean, I've used these things several times, so I didn't care to find out what the deal is. Okay. Why should I use package this? C1 font encoding enables proper hyphenation, copy and paste, and searching for accented characters, and allows for better kerning and ligatures. Okay, whatever that means. Then you have this input tank now. Input tank. So it tells LaTeX about the input encoding, which controls how characters are stored. Okay, that's some fine details, by the way. So I've never bothered so much about them until now. Okay, so microtype. So the microtype package provides a LaTeX interface for micro typographic extensions like character protrusion, font expansion, and all that. So if you want to do some special things with font, you can do that. Then use package. We saw this set space in the other video, right? Then there's 1/2 spacing. Then there's also double spacing. So imagine, of course, you can use the two at the same time, right? You can use the two at the same time. So if you want half spacing, you have to comment this out. All right. So if you want half spacing, 1/2 spacing, that's 1.5 spacing. Oh, this is taking too much time. Why? Okay, done. All right. So this is 1.5 spacing. What if you now want double spacing? We comment 1/2 spacing and remove the comment from double spacing. Let's see what the difference it makes. So you're gonna have uh, I guess the difference is clearer. Okay, let's check between abstract and the next line after it. So I go back to what we had before and then comment this. So see the gap. Let's see how it goes. So you can see the gap is tighter now, and the old document shrinks. Okay, even look at this list of tables now. So it's farther from where it was. If I do double line spacing now, it goes. You can see this list of tables will shift closer down. So let's do double line spacing once more. So if you want double line spacing, just comment. Yeah, so you can see everything extends widely, more widely like that. Then this is for paragraph skip. So for paragraph skip now, imagine that, we have this paragraph. So these ones are paragraphs here, right? So normally, if I say introduce, okay, it says introduce your topic and motivation. Our motivation, we are, or let me say, we are motivated by the need to have finer typesetting. So let me just put that. Normally, if we don't have a paragraph skip, right? If you don't have this, okay, if I let me uncomment paragraph skip. So let me comment it. So if I comment it now, so these two lines, the next line I wrote now is going to be indented. So you can see this is indented, so it is shifted inside somewhat. But if I remove the comment and I allow a paragraph skip to work, so you see that it will just create a new paragraph automatically without the indentation. Have I done this? Oh, yeah. So you can see now that this a new paragraph. So if you don't want indentation at all, so you can use this paragraph skip. So all these AMS math, AMS symbol, AMS THM, they are all for mathematics. So this is for math. This is for if you want to use symbols, if you want to use theorems. In a subsequent video, we'll be talking about theorems and all of that. So watch out for that. Then you can use package book tabs. Okay, let's see what. Okay, well, of course, we know this one is for AMS is American Mathematical Society. So these are special packages for mathematical. If you want to work with math at all, if you don't have this line, it won't work. But when we get to math, to talk about math, you see that. Then book tabs is something about tables for sure. If you don't use it too, I think it's fine. But I think this one has some special use. So document class, use package book tabs. What does it do? Better LaTeX tables, yes. So you can do tables normally, but book tabs gives you better tables. So a LaTeX package called book tabs that claims to produce more beautiful tables that more closely resemble those in traditional typesetting. So the book tabs package provides publication quality tables in LaTeX, enhancing table quality with extra commands and optimization. So if you want publication worthy tables, then you can use book tabs. Okay. I think in a subsequent video, we should be talking about how to make tables and things like this. Therefore, graphics now. So graphics, if you want to put pictures and all of that into your document, so that's what graphics are meant for. So let's check that out too. Of course, I've always used that. So if you don't have this graphics package, you cannot work with pictures or images. So the graphics package provides enhanced graphics support, building upon the graphics package with a key value interface for optional arguments like that. So, okay, we're still on this, right? Then caption, of course, you want caption, sub-caption. So if you have tables, sometimes you can have 4 tables in one and all that. So when we get to tables, we get to talk about that. So you can have tables, captions, sub-captions. Then this is for hyperref now. So you can reference, okay, imagine, I think we should have this here. Let's see. Okay, I think I can make an example of this. So for the hyperref thing, now this is where it works. So you see that this equation, this one presents key equations and methods. So and we have this equation right here. Now you see that this equation is labeled here. So you have label equation objective. So I can come to another place and I say from equation. So if I want to refer to that equation now, so there are 2 ways to go about it. I can say equiref. All right. So this is particularly good for equation. So it has given me all the possible things. So that equation is called objective, as you can see. So EQ objective. From EQ objective, we have blah, 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 blah. So if I run this now, if I compile this, then we can see, so it's done, right? So you can see it says from 1, okay, from 1. So it's now referring to this equation. So I can as well go ahead and say from equation from equation one. Okay, from equation one. So that's me referring to. So to label it, you have to use label. But if you want to refer to it, you can use either EQRef, or you can use ref directly. So ref is particularly good if you're talking about tables. Okay, maybe I should even go and do that. Okay, let me just go, since tables have their own too. Let me see something that has been labeled already. Okay, you can see this figure pipeline, right? So I can say from, so this figure now, so in this case, I can just say from figure. So now it's pipeline, that FIG pipeline. So FIG. So you can do anything you like here, So you can see for equation, we use EQ and then we type the objective, right? Then from this pipeline now. So now this one refers to that table too. So it says from figure one. So, but normally for figure, we don't need the brackets. So if you don't want the brackets, you can remove EQ. So you just have ordinary ref. So you just type the number directly. So to just say from figure one, or which is better. So you can see this is what I mean here. From figure one. So look at this for equation, from equation in brackets, but figure is open. So table can also be that open too. So I think we have a table. Yeah, there's a table that will come to that pretty soon. So what if you actually have an image you want to show here? So far, this one has been done in such a way that you know, you have okay, if you come back here, right? If you want an image, you can actually put the image right there. Let's see. I think we saw something like that previously. So I'll just copy that and bring it right here. Okay. So you see, what has been done there is actually um to so a box was drawn. But what if you want a proper image? So instead of this F box thing now, so this F box rule 0.2 inches, rule 4 inches, 0 points. But if I want a proper image, so I need to comment this now, and then so after commenting that, so I now need a proper image. So let me bring in the image for we are talking about LaTeX typesetting. So to bring an image into this, so I click on this upload, then I select files. So I navigate my way to, oh, interestingly, I've come straight to the LaTeX typesetting folder. So right inside, I have this LaTeX typesetting image that is a JPEG image. So I just click on that, or any other image you want to bring in. So I click on this now, then I bring it right in here. So you can see the image is right here, LaTeX typesetting. So instead of this image now, since we don't have anything like image.png, so I can just come. So every image you have will automatically be listed, and you can click on this, or you can type it directly. So with this now, I just recompile, and then we have our image showing. Yeah, so you can see the image is right here now. So that's how to bring an image into this. And then you can resize the image if you want it to be, I can make it like 0.8 now because the current one is 0.6. Okay, then it becomes bigger. What if I want the width to be one of the line width? So it becomes bigger. Maybe it's even outsized. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I mean that's like covering the whole thing. So, and then you can, this is the caption. So you can rename, you can just call it whatever you want to call it. See here, that has been called pipeline overview. So you have this like that. What else do we need to talk about? So then you can refer to the figure, like I said. Same for table. So let's look at the other things. So like we said previously, the preambles, all these things are preambles. Everything down to this place, they are preambles. All the document class and all the packages you are using, they are preambles right there. Now, I think one beautiful thing about this is that if I click this, it takes you to the equation. So for instance, if I click this figure thing now, if I click this, it takes you to the figure. And that's the work of hyperref. So if I click on this now, so if I was referring to page one in figure one on page 55, so if I just click on it, it takes me straight to the it takes me straight to the figure. So that's the work of hyperref and all that. So then you can, so part of the preliminary is title, academic paper skeleton. Author, you can put your name. then date is today. So you can see from here the date is today's date is showing. But if you want to specify your own date, I can just copy this out now and then comment it and then come down and say I actually want a date I want myself. Like maybe I can put any date I want. Say maybe I want 25th or 26th December, okay, 2025. And that happens to be a Friday, I think. Or rather, yeah, like a Friday. So you can specify your own. But if you don't want to specify, or you can also leave it blank. So now, if you want your own date, you can specify it. If you want to leave the date blank, just say /date and leave it blank. That's all. And of course, you have to comment this. And then, so the only date working now is this blank one. So it won't just put date there because you have left it blank. So you can see that. So anyone you want, you choose. But the default one is today's date. All right. So date /today, and it just gives you that date. Now, if you're working with Text Studio, the thing here is, first of all, before you can save any document here, you have to, first of all, you have to save it. All right. For instance, let me save this now. So I say to save it, I can use Control S, or you can just go to the file. So I want to make sure I put it inside the same document I am working with, where LaTeX is here. So I come here and I have a LaTeX typesetting. So I have LaTeX typesetting. So I want it to save right inside here. Then I call this LaTeX typesetting too, by the way. LaTeX typesetting. LaTeX, or let me just call it LaTeX typeset. Let me just leave it like that. So now, if I want to bring in a picture here, so you see the same picture I used on Overleaf is also here. So instead of okay, so I can just come and copy this one too now. So this same LaTeX typesetting PNG or JPG rather, I can use it directly here. So if I don't okay, having run this now, we have the box here. So you can just comment the F box and then bring in a proper something for the image. So we comment this out. All right. And then we run this. Oh, something is not right here. Okay, let me close this whole thing and then I'll go and open it again. So I can come inside here and then just, so you can see the logo. It's tech file from, what's this thing now? Text Studio. So now it's open. So I copy this now. Okay, I mean, you can see because of the whole hyperref thing. So you can even see, you can see Text Studio has an advantage here. So if I click, oh, this is Matt typeset. I was wondering why it's different. Okay, yeah, so it's what I did here is LaTeX typeset, right? Not Math typeset. LaTeX typeset. Where is it? LaTeX typeset. I thought I saved it here. Oof. I thought I saved it here. Okay. All right. Maybe what I'm going to do is let me just copy the whole thing here and bring it into, open a new file here, bring it right here. Then I have to save it into that place. Oh, this is taking too long, but it's okay. I mean, just for the sake of learning. Then I go to LaTeX typesetting. So I just call it. Oh, was it a PDF I was saving? No, I didn't. It wasn't the PDF I was interested in saving. Okay, I think I get the trouble now. Why is it saving PDF? I want to save this thing directly. Okay, I think that's the trouble. Oh, okay, okay. So LaTeX. I was wondering why that was happening. LaTeX typeset. So I have this. Yeah. So where's the directory? So I have to change the directory. What do I do now? Okay, okay. I have to go again. Control C. I close this, open a new file, copy it there. Then in saving it now, I have to be sure I put it in the right document here. Where is it? Okay. So this, yeah. So I can say LaTeX typeset, not typesetting now. So I just save it. Now it's done. So now the what I'm actually emphasizing is the fact that this pipeline now, this LaTeX typesetting image is in the same folder. So you see this LaTeX typeset now is in the same folder with this image LaTeX typesetting. So if they're in different folders, it won't work. So you have to be sure that the image you want to put in is in the same folder with that one. So if you run it now, then we have it exits normally, and then we have our document. So you can see the image too. Now this is for Text Studio, now not for just like what we had for Overleaf. Okay. So what else do I need to talk about? Okay, for tables too, right? For tables, I already said that. So if you want the table to be numbered, you begin with table, end with table. But to actually declare the table itself, you you have to use begin tabular, end tabular. So this is left, right, right, like I said the other time. Now let's play a bit with all this left, right, right thing, for instance. So you can see what if you want everything to be center, center, center. So you want everything to be CCC. Okay, so we can have that, and then by the time you compile that, so you see everything is in the center now on the table. So you can see everything will be on the center in the table. So uh, if I change it to maybe I just want, so you can see everything is centralized. Maybe I just want left, center, center. Okay, left, center, center now. So see that now. Left, center, center. So this one is now left, center, center like that. And then of course, now the whole thing can get messy if you're just starting out. But if you stay with it, you discover that you even like it better than Microsoft Word or anything else. Then of course you have conclusion, summarize the findings and suggest future work. Don't forget, everything you're typing is between begin document and end document. Okay. So after you have the prelim, you have the preambles, all the documents class, line one, and then all your packages, everything up to this, even the title, the author, and all of these things. Then if you want a title, you can make sure that after begin document, make title comes after begin document. So, but every other thing you do will have to be between begin document and end document. There's no end document. Imagine if I comment out this end document, I'm going to have an error for sure. So if I run this now, it's going to give you an error. Okay, so you can see an error right there because I didn't end the document. So I have to end the document properly. So with this now, so the document is properly ended. So you can download it if you like. So I have that downloaded now. So see what it is. So it's like 5 pages of or 3 pages here now. Okay. So I think that should end this particular one because this is the mini project. I've explained that as much as possible. So we are done with this second video talking about LaTeX document classes and structures. Thank you so much for listening. See the final product like I showed you before. Thanks for listening. Let me know how helpful this is for you. And there's something you like me to try out, feel very free to let me know. If you have subscribed already, I thank you. If you have not, of course, you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Um, Having done that, you want to take it a step further by clicking on join to become a member of this channel. All right. And that comes to some special privileges. Ultimately, you want to comment, like, and share so that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. Okay. Till I come your way again, keep doing LaTeX right. Watch out for the next video where you get to learn more about LaTeX. Bye.